Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Geekorama, a podcast by geeks for geeks. We are produced by superherofiction.com, the one-stop shop for all your superhero novel needs, and now officially the largest website dedicated to superhero fiction.
Oh, yeah.
We are we are your hosts.
I'm Jeremy Flagg, author of The Children of Notre Dame.
And I am Trish Heinrich, author of the Vigilantes Superhero Universe.
This week, we're actually going to be wrapping up our 3-episode stint dedicated to Halloween because we're giant children and we just want to talk about candy.
Candy.
Yeah, which I have none of.
Aww. I went and bought a bunch of big ass candy bars because we're not taking the girls trick or treating, and they deserve candy. Damn it.
If I had candy in my house, I wouldn't have candy in my house.
It'd be gone already.
It barely gets out of the bag before it's in my mouth. I mean, let's be honest. I might as well use the grocery bag as a feeding bag.
No. Hey, it's 2020. It's acceptable. Seriously.
My partner's mom sent me a care package from Scotland with all this UK candy. And UK chocolate is by far superior to American chocolate. And 3 days. It was a big box. 3 days. And let's be realistic. It was 2 days. And the third day is when I ate all the things that I didn't like.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But you're like, I kind of have to because she sent it. So.
Oh, there's loose candy corn in here. Oh, man. Oh, fine.
I'm going to eat it.
You shift your priorities as the days go on. I'll never eat you.
You get desperate. You're like, oh my God, I just need something sweet.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about superheroes in general, and we're going to wrap it up in kind of a fun conversation about who would do what. And we'll get to that. But first, some pop culture trivia.
Well, also wrapping up our Halloween focus, I'm going to do some trivia about John Carpenter's Halloween. It had a budget of $300,000, which is just to say it's paltry is an understatement. But then the film went on to gross $47 million at just the U.S. box office. So in 2008, they did an equivalent kind of study on that, and it doubled to about $150 million domestically. That's just domestically, keep in mind. And that alone, it's only probably appreciated even more in 2020. Halloween is officially one of the most successful independent films of all time. John Carpenter considered the hiring of Jamie Lee Curtis as the ultimate tribute to Alfred Hitchcock, who had given her mother, Janet Leigh, a legendary role in the movie Psycho in 1960.
I forgot that.
Yeah, they're mother and daughter. And they look if you get them side by side around the same age in their careers, like around, their mid-20s, early 30s, they look a lot alike. It's kind of crazy. John Carpenter and Deborah Hill have stated many, many times over the years that they honestly, truly did not consciously set out to depict virginity as a way of defeating a rampaging killer. The reason why the horny teens all die is simply that they are so preoccupied with getting laid that they don't notice there's a killer at large, which, I mean, we all understand. On the other hand, Laurie Strode spends a lot of time on her own and is therefore more alert. Again, I mean, but still, it feeds into the rules. Don't have sex, you won't die.
Yeah, there are rules.
There are rules. The crew, so they were trying to decide what mask Mike Myers was going to wear, and they had 2 different masks. So the first was a Dawn Post Emmett Kelly smiling clown mask. It's like really creepy smiling clown mask. And they put frizzy red hair on it. And this was an homage to how in the movie Michael killed his sister Judith in a clown costume. They tested it. It appeared really demented and creepy. The other mask, and I just think this is movie history gold, is a 1975 Captain James T. Kirk mask that was purchased for around $1. It had the eyebrows and sideburns ripped off. The face was painted fish belly white, and the hair was spray painted brown, and the eyes were opened up a little bit more. They tested out the Kirk mask, and the crew decided it was much more creepy because it was emotionless. And this became the Michael Myers mask. I just love that it was a James T. Kirk mask, because we can all agree that William Shatner is a little bit in love with himself. And so I love that it's basically his face is one of the most iconic horror masks.
I wonder if he was irked. Like, why is my name not in the credits?
I know. You could see him doing that, right? Like, I want credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple more interesting tidbits. As the film was shot out of sequence, as films generally are, John Carpenter created a fear meter so that Jamie Lee Curtis would know what level of terror she should be exhibiting, which I think is just brilliant. The movie Halloween was shot in 20 days in the spring of 1978. So the crew had to go and get leaves and paint them autumn colors and create the crunching sounds. Like there was, and do like some wind machines and try to really cover up and hide the spring blooms that were starting to come out and create this sense of fall. So that's your pop culture trivia.
They do all that work just because it's the wrong season.
I know, exactly.
So going along with original franchise starters, I rewatched for the first time in 15, 20 years, the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, wow.
And it is it's introducing Johnny Depp.
I had forgotten that. Oh my God.
And when you see him in the movie, he's such like a preppy boy that you're like, what happened?
Who hurt you, Johnny?
Well, apparently Freddie did.
He broke him.
Random, I did not know this. His name is never said as Freddie.
Really? So how?
In the first movie, he is only referred to as Fred Krueger. So
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. And
interesting.
And Elm Street is never actually mentioned, though it is assumed that they lived on Elm Street.
That's so funny.
The director based Freddy Krueger on a childhood bully named Fred Krueger. So, if moral lesson is nothing else, don't piss off creative people.
Exactly. We will immortalize you as the most awful being in all of creation.
Was there ever a crossover with Halloween with any of the others?
I don't know. I actually am not a big not at all a horror movie fan. I've never seen Halloween. I kind of wish that I could have tolerated it, because I know the latest Halloween movie has Jamie Lee Curtis coming back and reprising that role. And people were just going gaga, in particular female fans and ones around my age. I'm in my early 40s, who were like, finally, we get to see an older woman in one of these films kicking a little ass. And it was, I think, just before or right around the time of the latest Terminator movie with a much older Sarah Connor. So it was like this beautiful gluttony of older women doing these amazing kick-ass roles. But I've actually never seen any of the classics, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th. I've never seen any of those.
Nightmare on Elm Street is definitely not scary, especially not by today's standards. It is creatively weird. Like back then, I could see it being creepy. Now you're like, you came up with some bizarre shit. The original.
Well, it was all around that time of when horror really started getting redefined. I mean, you had Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th. I mean, those are like the big ones that really redefined that genre, I feel like.
And I mean, I'm a sucker for a slasher flick. So I like a big bad guy with a machete just chasing people around. And there's no there's no complication to it. Like, come to find out, it's not actually Jason. It was his mother. Okay, that's about all the plot twist I need. Go kill people. There's some blonde people over there having sex.
Go cut them up.
But I'm just full of movie recommendations today.
Okay.
I will sell this movie into my death. I'm actually going to probably put it as my number one movie of all time.
Oh my God.
You need to watch The Final Girls.
Okay, you've told me about this before, but I am really nervous because I can't watch horror movies.
There is literally nothing about it that is scary.
Okay.
But it pulls on every trope that has ever been inserted into a horror movie. So like all of a sudden, the premise is these people are watching a horror movie and a fire breaks out and they wind up in the movie. But one of the characters, her mother, her deceased mother, is one of the people in the movie.
Okay.
And so she now gets to interact with her long lost mom. But there's so many gold moments that say, you watched a horror film, you're going to get this. Like when all of a sudden they're like, what could have ever caused this? And all of a sudden the screen, like it starts to ooze black and white. And they're all like, what the hell is happening? We're going into a flashback. Or when the credits show up and like there are these big block letters and the characters are walking by and they step over them and keep walking. It is so ridiculously funny. So if you're ever a fan of Halloween, Friday the 13th, or
any of the slashers.
Yeah, any of the classic slashers, The Final Girls, because there's even a great, how are we going to get him to show up? She's going to take her clothes off. And best part, there's a character who's constantly trying to take her clothes off, but they don't want the bad guy to show up, so they duct tape her. Like,
oh my God, that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
So I write a series called Suburban Zombie High that is just outlandish stupidity. This movie, it got me. It really got me.
It saw you. It saw you.
I feel
seen. I love it. I love it. I love movies like that. I don't know if I would get it because I didn't get Shaun of the Dead because that was my first zombie movie and I did not understand the jokes. So
I will say that these jokes are way, like Shaun of the Dead was smart. Like it was cinematographically smart. It was dialogue smart. This is blunt.
Okay.
That was like a scalpel. This is like a wiffle ball bat chasing you around the house.
I'd probably get it then.
Yeah. Even if you don't get it, you're going to be like, that was something I was supposed to get.
It's obvious I was supposed to get that. Well, this is a nice segue then into your geek out, I feel like.
Okay. So my de-stress thing is watching movies, and I love weird movies. And me and a couple of my friends get together and we get a list of movies that we can choose from. And they're generally, it's like 9 really bad movies and 1 good one, and we never ever pick the good one.
It's a lot of bad movies.
And we always say, well, it can't be worse than Batman versus Superman.
Have you ever found one that was?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
A zombie movie that involves plastic surgery in East Berlin. I'm just going to leave it there.
Enough said.
Got bad.
Yeah, okay.
But we wound up watching this independent film. It's on Shudder, so you have to have Shudder, which is a pain in the butt. But it's called One Cut of the Dead. So the idea of a one cut is it's the camera's rolling and it never stops rolling. And it goes for as long as it needs to. This is made really infamous by Birdman for pretending to be a one cut. But this is truthfully a one cut. So it goes 37 minutes long. And it's a movie about a director filming a movie about zombies.
Oh my God.
And while they're filming the movie, like weird things start happening and like the director flips out and runs away and you're like, what is going on? Oh, and it's Japanese, so some of it you're like, is this meant to be acted this way?
Is it?
And so it's going, and I keep looking over at my buddy who is the veto person who will sometimes go, nope. And he's letting it go, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we're gonna.
It's an interesting choice.
So like, they're sitting there in between prepping for this movie, and there's just this really long pause, and they're all looking around, and out of nowhere, the male lead just goes, "What are your hobbies?" What the hell am I watching? So we get to the end. It did have some kind of fake brutal moments, which are very like low budget film. And the credits start to scroll, and you're like, "Thank God this is over."
But wait, there's more.
What? How is there still an hour left in this movie? Like,
oh my God!
And all of a sudden, it gets to the end credits and it shows a little deleted scene, like most movies do now.
Okay.
And it keeps going, and I'm like, is it not over? Oh, wait, 1 month earlier. And it goes back. Surprise, it's a movie about a director filming a movie.
It's the movie Abed would force everybody to watch on Community.
Yes. It's so meta that it even metas itself. and all the weird things that you were like, why is this happening? Get explained. Not does it just get explained, it's so smart that you're like, all the stuff that we like were making comments like, what is that dude doing? There's a reason.
What are your hobbies? Just what are your hobbies get answered? Please tell me it gets answered.
Oh, it's unarmed self-defense. And, and they act it out. And you realize the reason he had to bring up hobbies is because offset, someone was holding a sign. This dude is drunk, trying to find him, stall. Because it all has to be done in one take.
Oh my God.
So if you've ever worked in theater and everything goes wrong behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's up to everyone behind the scenes to make sure that the audience never knows. And this was so smart. I've never laughed so hard in my life. There is exactly nothing scary about it. The amount of fake blood blown in the wrong direction. The amount of headless bodies of headless mannequins being dragged through the room, trying to be off camera.
Oh my God.
It went from not just a D-, it went from like an F, I'm going to say, to a solid A- by the end.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
I watch so many movies that if I can figure out your plot in the first 20 minutes, you failed. I'm bored. Oh, look, email. This, I had no idea what was happening, and it was just a barrel of monkeys. Weirdly touching at parts. Like,
oh my God.
It's a great father-daughter story to be told.
Aww. How adorable.
So
wrapped up in this really weird package.
Yeah, so I'm going to say I highly recommend it. Go out and see it. If you like zombie films, this one defies anything you've ever seen. But it's
in a good way.
It's like a comedy dressed up as a zombie movie, dressed up as Inception, dressed up as oh my God.
threw just like everything. They threw everything in.
There was nothing missing, and it was so well done.
Oh my God.
And it has a one take for 37 minutes.
Well, you can't say that about a lot of movies that try to do that, honestly.
So, yeah, I watched a bunch of other zombie movies that we are not going to recommend because of how bad they were. So, this totally is my win. I'm screening them for you, universe.
You're doing all the hard work and sparing us the pain.
I know, all those snacks that need to be eaten. I do it for you.
Send your snacks to...
really. I need popcorn. Please don't send your candy corn. Thank you.
Don't do that.
All right. So what have you been geeking out about?
So not Animal Crossing this time around. Although I will say Kara has been much more respectful about the terraforming, which is a relief.
By the way, I have literally told that story to anyone who will listen to me. People are like, who are you talking about? It doesn't matter. Let me tell you a funny story.
No, she is a little Lex Luthor sometimes. Mom, I did this thing and I hope you like it. I'm like, oh my God, please stop. But no, so there's a subgenre of paranormal romance called paranormal women's fiction. And it's been around for a little while, but it's kind of been under the radar. I've been looking at some of the books, but nothing has really been grabbing me. It didn't feel like there was, I don't know, anything there that what was interesting to me. But I stumbled onto it last week again, and I found a Facebook group, and there's these 13 women that got together, made this Facebook group, and it's amazing. There's some really top-selling authors like Shannon Meyer, B.R. Kingsolver, or not B.R. Kingsolver, but K.F. Breen. That's what I'm trying to think of, and a bunch of other ones. And so I thought, okay, you know what? I'll give it a shot. This looks kind of interesting. And so what it is it takes the paranormal urban fantasy like genre convention. So you've got your witches and your werewolves and your fairies and all that good stuff. And what it does is it puts a over 40 female protagonist at the helm of it. And the ones I've read so far, they are definitely curvier than your average urban fantasy paranormal heroine. They have experienced divorce. They either have older kids or no kids. They are moving from where they have been living, like back home to their childhood home or like the town they grew up in, something like that. There's a full-on like aches and pains. I wake up in the morning and oh my God, my back. I mean, they're basically saying this is what it's like to be in your 40s and a woman. One of them is starting like perimenopause and she's horny all the time. Like all the time. She literally is like, I will screw a bicycle if it smiles at me right now. Like, I'm so horny. And so, and it's delightful. I can't tell you, as an over 40 woman, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is so cool. And these women, the one I'm liking right now is a series by Shannon Meyer. It's the 40 Proof series. And the character, she's the very horny one. It's about her, like she's getting out of a really abusive, toxic relationship and marriage. And some of it is really about her finding her confidence again, not just her confidence, like like a baseline confidence, but now she's over 40 and she has people constantly underestimating her and constantly telling her she can't do something or she doesn't belong in certain places. And she's coming to this realization of that's bullshit. And I have power because of my experience, because of the life that I have lived, and owning that power is part of her arc. And it's just really fucking cool. So I'm devouring these books and they're not that long. They're probably like between 250, 300 pages. So your basic urban fantasy paranormal book length. They're a lot of fun. I'm loving the heroines. And so I'm devouring them, and I got this idea for my own paranormal women's fiction book. And I was trying to squeeze it into the superhero genre, which has been really my thing, intertwining everything in the Vigilantes universe. And finally I was like, well, why don't I just try something new? I mean, why don't I just kind of branch off? So I was going to write Homecoming, which is the third book in the Heroes of High Tide. I was going to write that for National Novel Writing Month. And now I'm like, no, I really feel a pull for this. And I learned a lot of hard lessons this year. And one of them is listen to my instincts. You know, my instincts told me not to publish Fahrenheit's Ghost, but to work on this other series. And I didn't listen because Fahrenheit's Ghost was basically done. It just needed some tweaking. And I thought that was the better choice. And I regret it. I regret not doing it. And not to get all woo-woo, but I also did like a tarot reading. I pull a tarot card every day. And one of the cards I pulled last week was the Ace of Swords. And it's all about seizing the day. And there's going to be this aha moment and this, you know, this kind of idea breakthrough. And you need to seize on that and ride that wave. And then the next day, I'm getting this idea for this PWF book. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to follow my instincts and my intuition here and do this, even though it sounds totally crazy. But I'm also just loving reading these books. They're quick reads. They're not like the brain Twix that I feel like erotica is. Nothing wrong with that. We all need a Twix every now and then. There's a little bit more substance to them in terms of the world building and the plot, but they are quick reads. And so if you're listening and you're just kind of like, you like the paranormal genre, but you're looking for something a little different now, you're kind of tired of the same old, check out paranormal women's fiction. It's really good, really entertaining, a nice little spin on the genre, actually.
I just have this image that this woman is going to be doing her thing, and all of a sudden this angel shows up with a six-pack being like, we're the chosen one and you must save us. And she just is going to be like, ain't got time for that shit. In the story.
Yeah, exactly. This one, Shannon Myers is, she's out of this toxic relationship. And the guy basically like put a spell on the papers. So she is responsible for all of his debt. She signed over her grandmother's like generational home to him. So she has nothing. She has absolutely nothing. She gets screwed out of everything in the divorce. So she's trying to rebuild her life while also staying with her ex-husband's cousin, who's like apparently super hot. And she also has a crush on a blacksmith who may or may not be kind of a Greek god. We're not quite sure, but he's older looking and he's got some gray in his hair. And so there is like the love triangle element a little bit, but not like a Twilight love triangle. It's like a grown-up woman's love triangle, and I'm totally loving it.
I'm feeling very cougar vibes all of a sudden.
Well, yeah. And which is also not something you see a whole lot of, not outside of contemporary romance. And the cougar romances are not, that I've seen, they aren't a big part of the genre. So yeah, she's got an older guy and a younger guy, and it looks like they both kind of have the hots for her. And I'm loving that. It's like, why not? You know?
Because someone pointed this out to me, and I don't think I had thought about it before, but like in Twilight, you have Bella, who is 17-ish?
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
And he's like, what, 500,000?
Yeah, something creepy, like over 100 years old at least.
Yeah, she's barely legal to begin with. And
I know, it's creepy. It like, doesn't matter if you've been frozen at 18, Edward. You're gross.
Yeah, like we would be creeped out if he was a 40-year-old dude, but apparently if you hit triple digits, it resets.
Yeah, if you're a vampire and you've been frozen at age 18 for forever. I don't know.
Yeah, still a little creeper when it gets explained to you.
Yeah, I was way more Team Jacob in those books, I'll be honest. I was like, he's a hot werewolf with like a beautiful tan skin and sculpted abs, like, and he's warm. He's not cold and body like granite, which is exactly what like Edward's body is continuously described of. Who wants to fuck granite? I don't want to fuck granite.
And in the first book, I was Team Jacob. By second book, I was Team you need to drive away and never look back.
That is an excellent point.
Because Jacob got psycho and Edward is just more Edward.
He needs a special vampire psychologist to help him work through his issues. Namely, don't creep into young girls' bedrooms in the middle of the night and watch them sleep. This is basic.
I don't understand how young people think of that as like, I think about home invasion and why is the security system working?
I want to see a version of that where Bella like takes out a shotgun. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So did you read the actual Twilight books?
Oh yeah, I read all of them.
Okay, again, I love things that are meta. You need to read Nightlight. It's a National Lampoon publication that makes fun of Twilight.
Okay.
And so in the actual book, in the second book, as she's pining over him, there's 10 pages where it just has the month on it.
Yeah.
And it's to show, time being okay. Weirdly, I think that's effective.
And that for her, it was nothing. There was nothing for these months. Get over yourself, woman.
So in Nightlight, it goes, I should probably write into my diary, except only put one word on each page so the reader really knows my angst. But that's so immature. Then the next 10 pages are blank.
That's perfect. Oh my God.
My partner would tell me, are you reading more of that book tonight? Yes. You're sleeping on the couch. I would snort so loud, I would wake myself.
No, I make fun of those books. I mean, they did serve a purpose in my life. Like again, brain Twix. They're brain Twix. We all need a Twix every now and then. So that's the purpose that they served.
The purpose they served is when you read Nightlight and you find yourself snorting at the ridiculousness. Because as you read it, you were like, this is so out of no. And then someone else points it out and you're like, vindicated.
All right, I'll get it.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about superheroes and all the weird things they're doing on Halloween.
Desperate to read a great cape and cowl story but unable to find any on Amazon? Want a new anti-hero to love to hate? Need some women heroes in your super team rotation? Superhero Fiction is here to help. With over 300 curated superhero books and counting, you're sure to find the novel that will scratch your itch. Unless, of course, that itch is a radioactive spider bite, and then, well, you're on your own. Superherofiction.com. Real fans read.
All right, and we're back. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to ask some Halloween type questions, and we're going to ask what some of our favorite superhero teams would do in these specific Halloween circumstances. And the inspiration for this was when we compared superheroes to snack foods.
We just really want to talk about junk food.
We do. Obviously I need a Twix because I've mentioned it like 4 times in this podcast.
I have Thin Mint Oreos.
Ugh, you lost me at Oreos. I hate Oreos. I'm one of those weird people.
It's as close to junk food as I can have in my house because I don't really like them. It's just enough chocolate fix.
Got it.
All right. So we're going to give some scenarios. So I have some. Trish has some. We're going to see if you agree with our completely outlandish statements.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going trick-or-treating because it's not 2020.
Yes.
Which hero is going to hand out the best candy?
Which hero? So we're not just in general.
Just in general.
Which hero's going to hand out the best? Well, I think Beast Boy would be pretty good because he's playful.
He's going to hand out crackers.
No, but it would be like. It wouldn't be anything having to do with animals because he's vegan.
Oh, that is true.
So it'd probably be chocolate. Like I would totally go to his house because I like the chocolate candy. That's my thing. I think Beast Boy would probably hand out some pretty good stuff, and he would do it in a fun way. Like he'd probably transform into a monkey and throw shit at you, which would be awesome.
You know who I think is going to hand out the best candy?
Who?
Batman.
Really?
My reasoning,
Alfred buys it?
No. Robin's probably dead.
Okay, so he like misses having kids around? Is that your thought process?
No, he's luring in the next one. Batman is just shy of the creepy old man in the Megadeth van cruising through your like suburban town looking for his
Krieger. He's Krieger from Archer at this point, so he's looking for his next victim.
So,
oh my god!
I feel he's gonna be giving out like jumbo-sized Reese cups to lure all the kids in, so he can be like, "You'd fit in his outfit."
He's got Alfred with measuring tape. Don't mind me.
And literally the first kid who shows up dressed as Robin, you got the job.
You're good. Yeah, you're totally good. Come on in.
So
but
yeah,
I have parents. Not anymore.
Not in 5 minutes. Alfred, take care of them.
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
So yes, I think that in a creepy reason, Batman is giving out the best candy.
That is actually that's brilliant. Do you know the one I think that people would be scared to go to their house?
Who?
Is Logan. I think he would have like boarded up windows and like the super creepy decorate. Like it wouldn't be decorations though. It would be like just the way his house looks.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh, look, it's so decorated for Halloween." He's like, "That's just my house."
And most likely, he's going to be handing out cigars.
Yeah, if he opens the door at all. Like the really like the kids that won't go away, he'll probably throw something at them. Like I don't know, like a can of like fruit cocktail.
Oh, what?
That's like expired.
2-4. 2-4 is what it's called.
Yeah.
So we go get a 20-pack of beer. 2-4 is a Canadian beer.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, he would hand out like just whatever was in his fridge and cupboards to get people to go away.
And his yard is just going to be filled with bleeding bodies.
Yes. And everybody's like, "These are great decorations." He's like, "Those are the guys." Yeah, those are the guys that tried to kill me this morning.
Actually, come to find out, it's not even his house. He just got caught by kids.
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
He's there to kill, just insert whoever.
Yeah, anybody. Yeah. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Whose house are you going to avoid?
Well, besides Logan's, let's see. I think Superman is too easy of a gimme. I really do think you just hand out toothbrushes and shit like that would just. And then Lois would sneak candy to you like as you're leaving. I'm so sorry. Deadpool could be risky. I don't know.
You're either gonna get a chimichurri, a unicorn, or one of the dead bodies from Logan's front yard.
Yeah, a severed finger.
Yeah. Possibly his severed finger.
It's possible, because, if he runs out of treats, he's going to feel bad. So he's like, what can I give you?
I'm going to avoid Mr. Fantastic.
Oh.
I don't feel he's going to give me candy. I feel he's going to give me a educational lecture.
Yes. He'll probably give you old science VHS tapes.
He's going to give me, oh God, like Bill Nye on VHS.
Yeah, and it's going to skip. Or no, he's going to like insert himself at every place he disagrees with Bill Nye. Well, actually. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid the smart people houses.
Yeah, that's a good bet, actually. That's good fruit fly. Or the crazy people. Honestly, Deadpool could give out really good treats, but you just never know what you're going to get with that guy, and that would make me nervous.
And I'm not sure I want a chimichurri from a stranger.
You don't know where it's been.
And it's been somewhere.
It's been somewhere. Same with the unicorn. Like, I'm like, oh, it's fluffy, but why is it sticky here?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, why is its hair like that?
Yeah, exactly. What did you do to this thing?
And no matter what you think of, it's worse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The X-Men are having a Halloween party because that's what they do. Which member of the X-Men is going to cosplay another member of the X-Men?
Gambit would totally cosplay.
Oh.
I think he'd cosplay Wolverine, but not a cool Wolverine. Like the yellow spandex Wolverine.
The original Hulk Wolverine?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd walk around with this really bad, what he thinks is a Canadian accent.
No. You know who's going to cosplay the original Wolverine?
Who?
Cyclops.
Yes, because Cyclops is just that kind of asshole. Yes. Yes.
This would be the only time he gets laid by Jean Grey.
Because she's drunk and she doesn't know the difference. Yeah. No, but Gambit, he would cosplay. Who else would he cosplay though besides? I think Gambit is not opposed to cross-playing. So I could see him doing a killer Emma Frost.
Oh, I'm going to give you that one. I can very much see from trench coat to bustier.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also Wolverine is going to cosplay Professor X.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to think he's cosplaying Professor X. He's really just being a dick and stole his wheelchair.
That's what it is. Yeah, 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 absolutely. And they're like, "Where's Professor X? Why isn't he at the party?" Got stuck in Cerebro.
Who would Professor X cosplay?
He's so serious. He would. Okay, I think he fits one of our questions down the line, which is
okay, who would cosplay him.
Yeah, yeah.
Who would Jubilee cosplay?
Oh, the one that roller skates, Dazzler.
Oh yeah,
She do Dazzler.
Easy win. Again, there's literally a whole issue of just Jubilee rollerblading. So.
Oh, I didn't even know that, but I could totally see that, honestly.
I think in a truly creepy, I don't know why this is happening way.
Okay.
Mystique is going to cosplay or shapeshift, so close enough. Yeah. Gambit.
Isn't that like her kid? Are they related?
No, Rogue's her daughter.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which makes this a little creepy, which I'm calling Marvel out on.
Wait, because Nightcrawler and Rogue are together?
No. Mystique is going to play Gambit because Gambit and Rogue are together.
Oh, gross.
I'm not making this up. This is in a comic too.
Ew.
Ew. Yeah, it gets creepy.
That crosses many lines. I'm not touching that.
There's a lot of weird line crossing with that one.
Yeah, damn.
Okay. In a parallel dimension, the Justice League is having a party of their own. What holiday-themed games are they playing, and who wins?
Well, Aquaman would be banned from the Bobbing for Apples game, but he would still manipulate the shit out of it. And he would probably get back at everybody who made fun of his powers. Which means basically everyone. There totally would be. No, he would like, and yeah.
What is the candy apple thing? Like you?
Oh, you like dangle it and you have to like eat it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that's called. That's a
I don't
thing.
know. Yeah, it is. It's totally a thing. Who would play that? So Kid Flash would totally be down for that, and he would
God,
win.
yeah. I'm gonna say. Oh no, I'm gonna save her for another one. Oh, I don't know who I would have playing that.
I think Kid Flash specifically, like not necessarily Barry Allen, but Kid Flash would be just running around eating the apples, and like people are getting pissed off. Like, will you stop doing that?
I just have this image of Martian Manhunter just eating it like normal. Because he simply doesn't understand the stupidity that is happening.
I know. He's like, this is very good. Why are we wasting this food? Then there's the one like you put an orange in your neck and you got to pass it to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that one is going to be Wonder Woman in. I'm going to go with Zatanna. Because Wonder Woman is. I haven't read it, so I'm not even going to try and pretend like I know what I'm doing. But Wonder Woman is in charge of Dark Justice League, and Zatanna's on that.
Okay.
But I think it's Wonder Woman is using this game as a little let's get a little loving on with Zatanna.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, I dropped the orange and we all of a sudden are making out. Funny story.
I'm so sorry. You know what? I think Batman would be brooding off to the side, and it would be all a ploy to have everybody be like, come play, Batman. No, I don't want to play. Oh, but come on. No, I don't want to. Like, he'd be that kind of party guest where the only thing that he would like is for people to like give him attention because he's broody and not participating.
He would be the one who was in charge of, like in like Haunted House where like you shut off the lights and there's like put your hands in the weird stuff.
Yes. Oh, but it would be real.
It would be real.
He wouldn't get the memo about the peeled grapes. Ew.
How these really feel. Here's the problem though. Everyone in that freaking Hall of Justice would be like, these are real eyes. I've done this.
They would totally know. They would know.
Oh, this is definitely a brain. Possibly 37 years old. Oh, hematoma. Yep. I got this. They would all know. Everyone.
Like, Bruce, you screwed up the one game we asked you to do.
They're all
now. Gross. They all gross. Yeah. Putting the tail on the donkey, however.
Oh, that
or something like what?
Green Arrow, just
Green Arrow. Yeah. No.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Poor Aquaman. Nobody was gonna like him at this party. Nobody.
What about? We used to do something. I don't know if this is actually a thing people do, or we just got bored and we had toilet paper. Dressing someone up like a mummy.
Oh no, we did that. I don't remember it being especially fun.
No, it wasn't. Like, why are we doing that?
You had like a specific amount. Again, the Flash would probably like have an unfair advantage, I feel like, on this one. But I think he might go so fast he'd break the TP and he'd start to get really frustrated.
That's what it was. You can't break the TP while you're doing it.
Yeah. I kind of feel like Starfire might be good at this one. Or one of the Green Arrows, Green Lanterns, because they can just use their power ring and do it.
I also feel like this would be the one. I'm sorry, we're just going to always rag on Superman. This is going to be Superman's idea.
He's like super enthusiastic about this. He's trying to get people to do it all night, and then he like goes and pouts. And so like Wonder Woman's like, guys, we really should play Clark's game. He's super excited about it.
And Lois is just going to be off to the side being like, oh my God, I'm going to have to buy more toilet paper now.
But would somebody play a really bad trick and make Clark's batch of toilet paper infused with kryptonite? Like with that? Who would do that?
Oh, it would be Batman. It would be so.
Yeah, it would be Batman.
Actually,
but he'd blame Robin.
It would be in Batman's little like, oh, here are the brains and the eyeballs. What's this one that's all rigid? Oh, well, it's a bowl full of kryptonite, of course. Like, it would just be kryptonite littered everywhere in everything.
Yeah.
Why is there caramel covered kryptonite? Don't ask. Just eat it.
Or you know what? His interpretation of that game would be basically like it's supposed to be what people are afraid of. Like, oh, this is so terrifying. So he'd be like, well, what you're all afraid of is different things. So there's like kryptonite, fire. Like, Bruce, this is not what we talked about.
That would actually be he just shows up and tries to kill them all. Oh, this is the game.
Yeah, you have to survive to the morning.
He would make them go to a haunted house, except it's not haunted. It's just full of stuff that will kill them.
Mm-hmm. And then an escape room. He'd be the escape room guy.
Oh. I wonder if it wasn't for 2020, there would be some great Halloween-themed escape rooms.
Yeah, there would.
Damn.
All right. I know.
So while they're busy at their party, the villains are out on the prowl. So who is out pranking and what pranks are they going to pull?
So I feel like Harley Quinn and the Joker are a little too obvious.
Yeah.
Here. So let's put them aside for a minute. I think, well, actually, speaking of haunted houses, I think Sinestro would be kind of vicious. Like, I think he likes Halloween. He'd be running the local haunted house, I think.
You know who I would put from Marvel? Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Because you know how like the haunted house always has like the evil crazy lab?
Yeah.
Except it wouldn't be the evil crazy lab. It would just be his lab. Here's a mutated chipmunk of doom.
That's so fucking terrifying.
I just made it this afternoon. And it's hungry for blood.
There's a fruit fly flying around. I think it's sent from one of the villains. There's like literally a fruit fly flying into the camera and back in my face. You know what? This is a good question. I'm having trouble coming up with anybody.
Like, who would go out and TP someone's house?
TP Wayne Mansion. Who would TP Wayne Mansion?
Oh. It might be a shorter list of who won't TP. I feel like everyone's going to show up. First off, someone's going to know something's going on because there's a TP shortage weeks before Halloween.
Between Clark and the villain, like Clark's game and the villain being like, I need all of the TP. Oh,
I know who's going to TP his house.
Who?
Aquaman.
Yes.
All the villains are going to show up at Wayne Manor, and it's going to be covered. And it's just going to be Aquaman.
That is perfect. No, that makes total sense. That really does.
Matter of fact, he has been saving Atalantean toilet paper for years. Don't ask questions about it. It works.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Trying to think, what other
who else
were there that happened? Oh, who goes egging?
Penguin, probably. I could see Penguin, but the Penguin like from the 1960s TV show. That's the Penguin I see like going egging and everything.
Who would go egging?
Let me see. Lex Luthor would not go egging.
Oh, what pranks are he gonna pull? Is he gonna pull?
I think he's above Halloween. He'd be the stick in the mud.
No,
He'd be the one the other villains are pranking. He'd be the one the other villains are pranking.
he is actually all the Spirit of Halloween stores. He owns them, and they're empty.
Yes.
He bought everything to ruin Halloween for everybody.
For everybody. Nope, that's totally a Lex Luthor thing to do.
Except, I don't know which would be better. Except nothing but Superman costumes. No, not Superman costumes. Nothing but Batman costumes.
To piss off Clark.
So I don't know if I ever told you this. When I was in high school, and this weird segue, when I was in high school, my best friend came up with a superhero or a supervillain, and his name was Moderately Evil Man. He didn't do really evil things, just moderately evil things.
Moderately evil, yeah.
And I feel like Lex Luthor, for all his diabolical schemes, I think he would drop to moderately evil is just vindictive.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Nothing but
Batman.
And
Aquaman. That's it. Those are your choices.
Oh my God. Every time Clark goes in looking for a costume, those are his options. Yeah.
That's perfect.
This is why I can't have superpowers, because I would be that villain. Okay, you want to do the rest of them?
Sure. So I'm stupid fucking fruit fly. Who in the Avengers or X-Men would wear a Halloween costume that no one would get, and what would it be?
Okay, so it's gonna have to be one of the smart people. So Charles Xavier is probably gonna do some English philosopher. Who cares?
Yeah, he'll be like Dick Hart or something like that.
Iron Man is gonna show up. So Tony Stark is just gonna show up in a T-shirt that has FE in the male symbol.
Wait, is he wearing pants?
Oh, he's probably wearing sweatpants.
Okay, all right.
And it's
but
just
like the $200 kind of sweatpants.
Oh yeah, like designer sweatpants. And the only other people who are going to get it are going to be the Hulk, and even he's going to roll his eyes.
Yeah. Well, and I was thinking the Hulk would be one of the ones wearing the costume nobody got. Like he'd be dressed up as like a mineral. But in a foam, like not like the representation of that mineral at an atomic level or some shit, like a foam costume, full body, and like really enthusiastic. Like, this is going to be so good. They're going to think it's so funny, and nobody is going to get it.
It's the costume that your mom made for you for the first grade Halloween pageant.
Yeah. Bruce
Banner, Hulk mom, is going to sew him.
Yeah.
Some science-y.
Yeah. And he's going to like love it. It's going to be, I mean, he's just going to be so geeked out about this thing. And like the only one that will get it will be Tony, but Tony won't tell him he got it. He'll be like questioning him all night. Who are you again? You can see Tony being a dick about that.
Oh, of course. Who else? Oh, what is his oh my God, I'm blanking.
Who else is a really big smarty pants?
Jarvis.
Yeah.
Jarvis is going to come as Alfred.
But people are going to think he's working.
Yeah.
So they're going to ask him for shit. Yeah.
He was watching, Gotham on TV, and he's like, I'm going to go as that. No one gets it.
Poor guy. Oh my God, that's just so sad. What about Doctor Strange? What does Doctor Strange come as?
He's going to show up as like a pediatrician because it's funny.
That's true. Oh my God,
you're
that's
a heart
true.
surgeon. No. I'm a pediatrician.
But you can't tell. You can't tell. Like, there's nothing like kid shaped. You know how most pediatricians, they have like some kind of like a dinosaur on their like scrubs or whatever. But it's like he's very, very serious.
And he's gonna get mad because no one's gonna get it.
Yeah, or think it's funny at all.
It's just gonna be scrubs.
Yeah.
Scrubs that it looks like he literally rolled out of bed.
And he's gonna go hang out with Bruce because they're both kind of sad that no one got their costumes, and Bruce is gonna be like, "I love your heart surgeon costume."
Trying to think of who else.
Like a woman. There's got to be a woman that would do this.
There's so many serious.
Actually, you know who I think would do it is Squirrel Girl. I think Squirrel Girl would be eccentric enough to show up as something totally off the wall.
She would show up as a nut.
You think?
A giant acorn.
A giant acorn.
Giant paper mache acorn.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
But here's the thing. She doesn't think anyone's making the connection. Guys, I'm an acorn. We know. No. You get it? I'm Squirrel Girl. It's an acorn.
It's an acorn.
We know. No. Do you get it? We get it.
And the whole night, Tippy Toe is trying to eat her because he doesn't understand she's not a real acorn.
Hold on. I need because I was looking like Miss Marvel. She's not showing up to this party. She's not dealing with these people.
No, but Squirrel Girl like really likes these guys. She's gonna make an appearance. But Miss Marvel, she's gonna be at the younger Avengers party with the cool kids.
Scarlet Witch is gonna show up as Harry Potter.
Hermione. She's showing up as Hermione.
Oh yeah, even better.
Yeah.
And
totally.
Yeah, I completely see that one. Who would Black Widow come as?
I
feel
she'd either be like creepy in a off the wall kind of way. I don't know.
I feel she would show up as like some unknown and people would be like, "Who are you?" And she would say the name. And what you don't know, it's actually like Russia's #1 assassin of all time.
or it's actually like she comes as the guy that pulled the lever of the guillotine to behead Marie Antoinette. Like she would know that kind of deep level, like really disturbing shit.
Oh, she would just show up as Marie Antoinette.
With
guillotine.
neck.
She would have a fully functioning guillotine with her. And the rest of the night is trying to keep Peter Parker from playing with it.
Yes, exactly. Because you know he's going to.
Trying to think. Oh, Vision. Who would Vision go as?
I don't think he'd get Halloween. I don't think he would quite understand it. I only know Vision from the movies, and he has a childlike quality, so I kind of want to say he'd go as a giant rabbit.
Oh, that would be kind of funny. I'm going to go out on a limb and say something like a Roomba. I'm trying to think of like what weird, high advanced mechanics. Oh, no, he would show up as Alexa.
Yes, he would totally show up as Alexa. Yes.
And no one's going to get it.
No.
Who are you? I'm Alexa.
And then it would fuck up the music. And people would be like, stop telling people the name of your costume.
Sorry for anyone who is listening to this on that device that we probably shouldn't be naming.
All right. I feel like we've kind of answered the other questions. Like who in the Avengers would hand out the best Halloween treats, the most inappropriate? Like I think we've kind of talked about.
Oh no. Most inappropriate is going to be hands down, no matter what, Tony Stark. We
Hookers. We talked about this. Hookers and blow.
Hookers and blow. Because the question was, is that Tony Stark or would that be Robert Downey Jr.? And then we both shrugged.
I mean, at this point, they're one and the same, right? Like, there's no difference. Actually, Nick Fury would probably hand out the worst treats.
Oh.
Can you just see Nick Fury?
I feel like he would just hand out guns.
Or he would just be like, he'd have a bucket out on the porch with one of those cameras to like, and he'd be standing there waiting for someone to steal the bucket of candy because you know people do that shit.
No, what would happen is he would be hiding out in the bushes. Yes. Like all like stealth wise.
Yes, and he'd scare the shit out of those kids. And he would set it up like a really evil trap too. He'd have like the giant king size candy bars. Just sitting there.
But then as he goes to spring the trap, he realizes it's a little pirate. And then he feels a little nostalgia for the kid with the eye patch.
Good times, yeah.
Oh, you know who might have completely and utterly lame? Depending on where in the continuity, Beast is either going to give you a book or a cat toy.
Or a cat toy? Oh my god. The book I can see, and it's like it's written like in a lost romance language or some shit.
Yes.
And he's like, I wrote the translation in the back, but it's in such tiny print that you're just like, I don't even know what the fuck this says. But he's so excited about it.
It's like an analysis of Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
Like
in Latin or some shit.
And here's your cat toy.
Don't eat the catnip all at once.
That's what it would be. It would be catnip.
It'd be catnip.
Bags of catnip.
He would try to do it on the sly, like it was some like really shady thing to do.
He would give it out the same way that Tony Stark is handing out hookers and blow. Like, hey kids, hookers and blow right over there. I'll distract your hot mom. Go get some hookers and blow.
Yeah, exactly. Or I also think Tony Stark's not above like giving out little mini bottles of alcohol, like the good stuff, like not the expensive.
Mini. Like here's a gallon of vodka.
The expensive stuff, it's like $100 a bottle. He's like, here.
What is the Goldschlager?
Yeah, he would totally do that. Yeah.
So again, what we have discovered is this is why superheroes do not partake in Halloween. Though, do you think like superheroes wear street clothes on Halloween?
It's funny you say that. I was thinking that before we did this podcast today. I was like, would they dress up? Like, wouldn't that feel like they were on the job?
Yeah, like if you saw a crime on Halloween, would you be like, nope, wrong costume today?
or if you're Superman forced to dress as Aquaman, you're like, fuck it. Can't get any worse.
It would be Tony Stark leaning over to the little Tony Stark. Hey, kid, you got this.
I'm going to
go stop that armed robbery.
Yeah, there's still some hookers and blow in the house. I'm going to go take care of that.
It's just so funny because my answer to every question people keep asking me lately is just, you know what? Hookers and blow would take care of this. I was asking you a math question and I gave you the right answer.
And yeah, exactly. Hookers and blow. It's the cure for everything.
So what should our question of the week be?
I think, have you ever dressed up as a superhero for Halloween?
Oh, that's a good one. I want to see photos of people.
I was going to say extra points for photos. Absolutely.
You know what? I'm going to see if I can find a old Halloween. I went as Two-Face once for Halloween.
Oh my God.
Let me just tell you, I have a lot of respect for people who do prosthetic face stuff because mine looked like a train wreck, which weirdly kind of worked.
It does work for Two-Face. Absolutely. That's an art.
Also, dyeing half a set of clothes in black. It was really hard to find white pants. So
that would
my
be,
tub was stained for weeks. But I had to try and one-up myself from the year that I went as Dr. Phil.
Oh my God. Why? Oh, I can so see that too. That's a little disturbing.
I bicked the top just around the sides, the mustache.
Yeah. No, I can see that. The last time I dressed up, I was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Ooh,
complete with wooden stakes.
At the last Halloween party I had, which was many years ago, my nephew's mom, who I had only known for a short period of time, came dressed as me.
Are you serious?
She was in the clothes, the tank top. She had tattoos drawn on, the facial hair.
Oh my God.
I'll include the photo when we put the post on Facebook.
I don't know. That would be next level.
I thought Dr. Phil won it because I do weirdly look like Dr. Phil when I shave. She destroyed that. She won.
Yeah. No, that'd be a hard one to top.
I mean, it was me, so of course it was good.
It was the best.
Yeah, she definitely wore it better that year. All right. So we will see you again in 2 weeks. And in the meantime, have a great Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween, everyone. And happy Samhain to those that celebrate that as well.
I have to be.
To stay up to date with the Geekorama podcast, you can watch our videos on YouTube or subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. And if you enjoy the show, leave us a review or hit the thumbs up button. New episodes are released on Thursdays for podcast listeners and YouTube fans.